Stay connected with NBC Bay Area News.
Sports Sunday, it is presented by Xfinity. Dave Feldman along with Matt Mayoko. Nobody knows the 49ers like Matt Mayoko. 49ers have 6 wins. That equals their total from all of last season. A week ago against the Texans, they rushed the ball 10 times. Matt, today, almost 4 times that. They knew this was going to be an opening they could take advantage of.
Yeah, this was a bounce-back game for the 49ers. If they want to make the playoffs, this is a game that they had to win, because going into that game against the Rams next week, 6-3 looks a heck of a lot better than 5-4.
East Rutherford, New Jersey, we go to show you all the highlights where Mac Jones and Jackson Dart. I'll take quarterbacks we didn't think would be here for $200, Alex. First drive of the game, 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 15. Dart to Theo Johnson. 15-yard touchdown reception. Giants have the early lead, 7-0. Next drive, 3rd and 3 at the New York 5. Mac Jones to Christian McCaffrey, who would have a great game, a rushing touchdown and a catching touchdown. We're tied at 7. 49ers next drive, 3rd and 5 at the New York 11. Jones to Jawan Jennings. 11-yard touchdown reception. 49ers lead 14-7. We got more 49ers. How about Eddie Pinheiro? He's your new field goal kicker, and it's a good upgrade. 54-yard attempt. It barely gets over, but it's good, and he's perfect with the Niners. 19 for 19 on the season, 2 for 2 for the day. Niners led 17-7 at the half. Third quarter, 20-7, 3rd and goal. Dart to Kevin Singletary. Malik Mustafa back. Great play.
After sitting out the first 5 games of the year, he's rounding back into form and makes a big open field tackle there.
Then Brian Robinson, 18-yard touchdown. His first rushing touchdown as a San Francisco 49er, Matt.
Yeah, Brian Robinson made the absolute most of his 5 carries as a nice compliment to McCaffrey. They might have to find a way to get him more touches in the second half of this season.
Niners led 27-10. Next Giants drive. Dart, 6-yard touchdown run. 49ers lead down to just 27-17, a 10-point deficit. But here come the 49ers. Let's find McCaffrey out of the backfield. 39-yard reception all the way to the New York 20. And then look, 23's got it going. Why not give it back to him? So McCaffrey with a 3-yard touchdown run. 49ers lead 34-17, and they hold on to win. A game Matt Mayoko said you got to win if you're going to the playoffs. 34-24, the final score. So the 49ers offense bounces back after their rough outing in Houston. 34 points is a season high for the Niners. Their first time putting up 30 or more since week 17 of last season against the Lions. And the 49ers held the ball for 33 minutes today, much better than just 19 minutes last week. They wrapped up 159 rushing yards against the Giants after just having 48 rushing yards last week. Kyle Shanahan, what do you have?
I meant that collectively as a team, we were able to stick with it. I mean, I think last week just the amount of runs was indicative that, we had the least amount of plays, I think, in like 40 years. So I think that affects a lot of stuff. But I thought getting the run game going today, wearing them down, and the way you get those numbers called is how you finish games. To be able to wear them down, get a 2-score lead, be able to stay on the field, have a 10-play drive, or I think 9 other plays are run plays, something like that. So it was a huge team deal getting those run calls, and it was very similar to Atlanta in that way.
Matt, to delve in a little bit what you said off the top, you said if they're going to be a playoff team, they have to win these type of games. Are these the type of games they don't win a year ago?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, remember, they only won 6 games total last year, so they've already matched that win total of last season. But, last year they dealt with injuries, and they didn't really deal with it all that well because they lost so many games. This year they still have the injury bug, but they're finding a way for those backups to step in and make big plays, and Mac Jones has done a remarkable job filling in for Brock Purdy.
Unbelievable job. There's been no downgrade really at quarterbacks. Time for a must-see moment. It's presented by Zenni. Zenni is the official eyewear of the San Francisco 49ers. Christian McCaffrey is our must-see moment. 173 yards from scrimmage, 106 on the ground, 67 via the pass, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown. The 16th time in his career he has done that. That's most in NFL history, passing the great Marshall Faulk, who he was tied with 15. So Christian McCaffrey continues to have an excellent season. And you knew going in, I saw you on pregame, Matt, you said McCaffrey's going to have a good game, and he had a tremendous game.
Yeah, the Giants' defense isn't great against the run. It was going to be an opportunity for him and the 49ers run game to get back on track. And then Christian McCaffrey, he's a threat. Running the ball, he's a threat catching the ball, and by the way, he is on pace for another 1,000 season. He's already joined Roger Craig and Marshall Faulk. Nobody's done it twice. Maybe McCaffrey can do that this season.
When we had Tom Rathman on a couple of weeks ago, he said one of the reasons this guy's good, it's not the biggest, not the fastest, not the strongest. Says his vision and his anticipation is as good as any running back he's seen. Yeah,
he grew up in a football family, obviously. Ed McCaffrey, his dad played in the NFL a long period of time. So he's just a well-rounded back. He's very smart. He knows the game of football inside and out, and he's a team player. So he will do whatever it takes to win. And I tell you what, as far as his ability to catch passes, he probably could be an NFL wide receiver, too, as well as being one of the top running backs.
Reminds you of another great 49er, Roger Craig, who was very good at that, too. Fourth quarter, some bad news for the 49ers. Michael Williams gets hurt. Now, this pass rusher is a pass rusher the 49ers can't afford to lose. The fear is a torn ACL. Bosa's already out. Huff was out today. It's a first-round pick out of Georgia, and this was bad news, Matt.
Oh, horrible news, especially at that position, already a weakness. But, Michael Williams, a number 11 overall pick, he's been showing progress. And the thing that really hurts is that he doesn't have the rest of the season to gain experience and get better and better and better for next season. So now, along with Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, now add Michael Williams to that list of players who've sustained season-ending injuries and who will, the team hopes he'll be back in fine form next season, but it's a huge blow to this team.
You wonder, though, and we've talked about without Bosa, without Huff, maybe without Williams, without Fred Warner, can this team make a deep run? You always say no, and then they win like a game like today.
Yeah, the NFL, it's wide open. It's a week-to-week season as far as all the teams. A team can look great one week and not so good the next. So it's going to be really difficult. There's no way the 49ers can put their best team out there when that team doesn't include Bosa and Warner and Michael Williams. So the defense is going to be playing very shorthanded the rest of the season, and it brings more focus into the NFL trading deadline on Tuesday.
Speaking of shorthanded, when will the 49ers starting quarterback come back? Brock Purdy. Could he have played today? Why didn't he? How good is Mac Jones playing? All questions, Matt Mayoko. Well, and nobody knows this team like Matt Mayoko. We'll continue
on. Microclimate weather. Weather Rate certified most accurate 9 years in a row.
It is time for our Toyota Red Zone drive of the game, brought to you by Toyota. 49ers are losing the first time their offense took the field, and they had an immediate response. And Mac Jones was perfect, 5 for 5 in this stretch, and he started with converting a fourth down attempt on their own 41, and quarterback sneak and a couple touches for McCaffrey and a big reception for Jordan Watkins, and McCaffrey eventually punches this thing in. Jones 5 for 5 on this drive, completed his first 14 passes. It was a 12-play, 68-yard drive for the 49ers. And after that, the Giants would not lead in this game again. To look at the quarterback comparison, Mac Jones against the rookie Dart. Jones was efficient, completing 79.2% of his passes, completed all of his first 14 attempts, 235 passing yards for Jones, and the 49ers held Dart to 191 yards through the air for the former USC Trojan and Ole Miss Rebel. Is it fair to say, Matt Mayoko, that Mac Jones exceeded any expectations when he came in relief of Purdy?
Yeah, absolutely. When you call on your backup quarterback, if that quarterback can just kind of keep it together and play 500 football, that's kind of a win. But in 7 starts, the 49ers are 5-2. So he's done a great job of leading the team, looking comfortable, playing well, playing within himself, keeping the offense going, and showing toughness that I think has kind of resonated throughout the team. I mean, you see him today with the banged up knees.
The
and
gauze
everything.
out of the nose.
Yeah, he got the nose. It looks like he needs a corner man to cut him.
Right.
So that kind of leadership is something that, the 49ers knew they were getting a good player who has starting experience in the NFL. But, man, whenever you can get 5 wins out of your backup quarterback, that's something special.
I saw you on the pregame show. There's a lot of discussion about the field. You're a big turf guy, whether East Rutherford is where all knees and toes and quarterbacks go to get hurt. Brock Purdy maybe could have played today. He wasn't even active, so it wasn't a factor. Will he play next week against the Rams, and could he have played today?
I think it was very borderline that he could have suited up for this game. He was in a position to start because he didn't get those practice reps during the week, but I think he could have. It was touch and go. I think the 49ers just decided, hey, worst case scenario, something happens to Mac Jones and Brock Purdy has to play, and I think they just decided to eliminate that worst case scenario and go with Adrian Martinez as the backup. As far as this week, I think this is the first week where it's really a possibility he starts against the Rams.
Is this injury gone on longer than anyone expected when he first got hurt?
I'm not sure anyone really knew. I think there was the hope that he could get back sooner, but the fact that it was aggravated in week 4 when he tried to come back against Jacksonville, I think that put everybody on high alert. And I think, the reason they didn't put him on injured reserve was because they wanted to at least have that opportunity that he could come back earlier, but also be able to practice. So he has gone through 3 weeks of limited practice. So at least the thinking is when he gets back out there, he can pick up where he left off.
Well, the good news is without him, the 49ers are still in great shape in the NFC West. When we come back, we'll find out how the rest of the teams in the division did. Some did pretty well. That's not great news. But the Niners are still looking great. That and more when we continue. But first, here's a preview of the news with Gia.
Good to see you guys. Coming up in just a few minutes, caught on camera, a car plows into a San Jose home, and neighbors say this isn't the first crash to happen in that area. Also, 18 months ago, he was a quadriplegic. Today, he crossed the finish line. The inspiring story of a man who participated in the San Francisco Half Marathon, his journey to getting back on his feet. And after a beautiful weekend, we're tracking changes to your microclimate forecast. Rob's got the updated timeline on when rain will arrive in your neighborhood. All that and more minutes away on a special edition of NBC Bay Area News.
On this historic election night, it is Newsom versus Trump in a fight for control in Congress.
From Prop 50 to our local races, NBC Bay Area is your go-to place for results wherever you get your news.
On TV, streaming, social, or our app. You'll get live reports and interviews from both sides of the aisle.
For complete coverage on election night, turn to NBC Bay Area.
Moving the Bay Area forward.
Welcome back. Sports Sunday presented by Xfinity, the NFC West Week 9 results. Commanders lost to the Seahawks. Seattle offense looked great tonight. Rams were winners, 34-10 over the Saints, and the Cardinals and the Cowboys will play on Monday Night Football tomorrow. So the 49ers, despite all these injuries, still in very good shape at 6-3, slightly behind the Seahawks and the Rams. Matt, they will play the Rams next Sunday at Levi's Stadium at 1 o'clock. What is the key to that game for the 49ers?
The 49ers had probably their best game, one of the best games of the Kyle Shanahan era in winning that Thursday night game against the Rams. So they've already beat them once. If they can win a second time, that is a big feather in their cap and another really good tiebreaker for them. The 49ers right now are 6th in the NFC. 7 teams make the playoffs, and where the 49ers have a big advantage, though, 3-0 in the division and 6-1 in the NFC. So from that standpoint, the second half of the season sets up pretty well for the 49ers.
A reminder, all your 49ers coverage can be seen on NBC Sports Bay Area. 49ers pregame live Sunday at 12. 49ers postgame live immediately after with Carlos and Rod and, of course, Matt Mayoko, because nobody knows this team like Matt Maiocco. If you said 7-3 with all these injuries, which would be their record if they beat the Rams at the beginning of the season, you would have taken that in a second.
Absolutely. Probably without the injuries, they would have taken that. No, that's, this is a competitive division, one of the more competitive divisions in the entire NFL. A lot of close games. I think the 49ers feel good that they have Eddie Pinheiro out there because every point counts when the Seahawks, when the Rams, when the 49ers face each other.
The other kicker made you moody.
Oh, boy. I see what you did there.
Yeah, it did a little bit. 49ers are victorious. They'll try to take care of the Rams again next week. For Matt Maiocco, I'm Dave Feldman. Don't go anywhere. Special edition of the news is up next.
Raj Mathai, moving the Bay Area forward.